Hello, good night to Conversation with Rickford Burke. I'm Rickford here in New York. Share the link, everybody. Get into all your Guyanese groups, all your social media platforms. Keep sharing the link. Every one of you share this link to 20 other persons. All right, so welcome back. I've been away for what, 3 weeks, and I missed the conversation. So share the link, and I'll be back in 60 seconds. Share the link. All right, so welcome back to Conversation with Rickford Burke. Keep sharing the link, everybody. I know I've been away for a while, and we'll have regular conversations going forward again. So keep sharing the link, everybody. Text me, let me see. Text me, let me know where you're watching from. Uh, Miss Pinder, Garway, Diane Garway, good night. Text me, let me know where you're watching from. Keith Beresford, good night. Sabrina Blue, where are you watching from, Sabrina? All right, text me, let me know where you're watching from. Call up all your relatives and friends, let them know Conversation with Rickford. Cheryl Mulrain, I am nobody's headache. Share the link, everybody. Share the link. Watching from Brooklyn, Kimmy Tanner. Mr. Drayton, watching from Tiger Bay. Are you sure you're watching from Tiger Bay, sir? Miss Tappin, Maryland in the house. Maryland in the house. Sheldon Hempstead, St. Lucia. Keep sharing the link, everybody. Share the link, share the link. Let me take some time out to recognize people. Average Jacobs, Mucka in the house. Big up, Mucka. Sabrina, Guyana's a big place. Watching from Queens, New York, Cheryl McGowan. Anil Singh. Thank you, sir. Debbie Charles, Trinidad in the house. East Bank in the house. Joy Hopkinson. Hyacinth Adams, all the way from the ATL, Atlanta. Samantha from Melody Damashana. Everybody keep sharing the link. Share the link, everybody. Watching from Queens, Tushin in the house. Gotta get that energy, Anil. Watching from Brooklyn, Port Village, Mike Coney. Keep sharing the link, everybody. New Jersey in the house. Jeffrey, New Jersey is a big place. Malapande, Michael Street. Lillian Dahl. Sabrina Blue. Okay, Lillian Dahl. Sabrina. BJ in the house. Welcome to you, BJ. Keep sharing the link, everybody. Share the link, share the link, share the link. I gotta sound like Sherrod now. Come on, man. Y'all share this damn link. No sound? Are you guys not hearing me? Somebody said no sound. Who's not hearing me? You guys text me, let me know if you're hearing me. Somebody said no sound. Are you guys hearing me? East Orange. You must be hearing me because you're telling me where you're watching from. Loud and clear, Kim Walker. Thank you. That person needs to check their Ruxin Ward. Loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Come on, everybody. Just share the link. All right. So the Washington conference on Guyana has come and gone. We're back in New York. I spent 2 whole weeks in Washington. So we have lots of videos and photographs here tonight. So share the link, everybody. Keep sharing the link. And, you know, I got to start off a little jokey here. So Irfan Ali, when he and Barrett Jack, they heard about the Washington conference, Barrett sent him to Washington and said, listen, go meet all those black people, smile, take photographs, let them know you love black people at home. Don't let them know that you discriminate against black people. Take Ornish Waldron with you. Take you Todd with you. You know, they're very good house slaves. And let them smile and let them see that, you know, we're all for diversity. Do not let them know that we take away black people's homes. Do not let them know, I'm warning you, that we broke down the homes at Mecca of black people. Do not let them know, for God's sake, we're taking away all the lands of the business people in New York. And do not let them know that we have taken away the land of a black businessman who lives in Congressman Meeks and has an office in Congressman Jeffrey's districts. Don't let them know that we took away his land so that we could block him from building a hotel. We don't want black people owning hotels in Guyana. That's too much. We don't want black people selling oil. We don't want black people owning oil blocks. Don't let them know that. You just go there and tell them you got a plan for inclusion, and they're gonna believe you. And you come back with all those photographs, and we publish it in the Chronicle and in, you know, on Newsroom and Guyana Times, and it looks like we love black people, but we got a knife in their back. So Orphan did that. You know, we poked a couple of fun at it. Keep sharing the link, everybody. We poked fun at them, you know, yeah, they love black people, but, you know, they're trying to re-implement slavery in Guyana. But we didn't write no letters and go crazy and call everybody racist and criminal. We didn't do that. We don't have time for that. Ali, Jadeo, and the whole Apanjat crew, they went crazy. They know the conference on Washington was coming. Right? They know that the conference on Washington was coming. Barrett threatened the conference. No conference will go on. We will target them. Any member of Congress, we don't care who goes. We will target them. The Tin Cup dictator, he's a bad man. So they went to Washington. They did their thing. Conference come. Over 120 delegates, plus members of parliament, plus the opposition leader, plus resource person, plus security, all of that. We went to Washington peacefully to have our conference. Just a stone's throw from the White House. They went crazy. How dare these black people meet in Washington? We are supreme Guyanese. We are superior. We are ethnic superior to these black people who want all blacks and who want equality and who want equity and who want this and that. So they pulled out all the old, retiring, dying Jagabats. Tara Singh, Rudolph Prasad, Anand Sanasi. This one, that one, Tara, the other. Everybody's writing letters. How dare these black people meet in Washington to talk about discrimination that doesn't exist? They said discrimination doesn't exist. That's their argument. They bent out of shape. We went to Washington. They're so confused. At first, they said, we didn't meet with anybody. They went to Washington and nobody wanted to meet with them. After the Congressional Black Caucus members heard from President Ali, this is their argument. Everything was over. They don't meet with these black people. We racist, yes, they believe everything we say. We're from the PPP, we're superior. Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic leader, oh, yes, he now loves Irfan Ali. He's decided that he's no longer going to listen to the black people in his district. That's what Kwame Mukai put it out. They ain't meet nobody. Make up some story how Norton vexed with Burke because he ain't going to meet nobody. And the conference was a failure. Then they start seeing some photograph. They're like, well, they met with the people, but the people asked for evidence of discrimination and they had none. They're confused. First, they said we didn't meet with nobody. The conference was a failure. We just spoke to ourselves. Then they start seeing videos with us on the Capitol Hill. And they said, well, we met with the people and they were in the room and the people asked for evidence of discrimination and they had none. We had none. The MPs had none. They speculated. They want to just put nonsense out there. Well, let them run with it. It's fine. It's fine. Well, tomorrow morning, we're going to wait to hear what the next argument is. Because I suspect something significant will happen tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Thursday, if not Thursday, Friday. But this week, I suspect something significant will happen. And let me tell you why this conference has been so problematic for the PPP. The members of Congress demonstrated how much they respect Guyanese in the diaspora and respect the views of the opposition. When the government went, when Ali went to Washington, you know, it was a normal governance happening. The people were conducting the government. When we went, within 2 weeks, the Republicans were trying to shut down the government. And they were trying to pass all these extreme bills, appropriations bill, cutting the military, cutting the administration, cutting Social Security, cutting this, cutting that, slashing this, taking out money from the military, taking away aid from Ukraine. And the Democrats had to be in the House chamber to vote all of those bills down. Remember, there's only four difference. 4 members, 4 seats difference between the Republicans and the Democrats. The Republicans have 4 seats, more than the Democrats. They need every vote. Democrats need every vote. In case some Republicans, you know, in marginal districts flip, they can vote down those bills. The bills were not going anywhere. So the members of Congress couldn't leave Congress to come to the conference because they had to be there voting all day, sometimes until 2 in the morning. They were there voting. So they decided, okay, we'll come to that. So the opposition was scheduled to go meet them in Congress, but they were supposed to address us. So we moved the whole conference to Capitol Hill. And a very large number of us from the delegates from the conference, keep sharing the link, everybody, met with the members of Congress. They addressed us, and then we discussed with them what our views are, what we think should happen in terms of policy on Guyana, and so on. Now, when we went there, the members of Congress were very familiar with discrimination in Guyana. Very familiar. They asked us questions that led us to believe they know what is going on in Guyana. So the first thing I concluded, Irfan Ali made no impact, none. They listen to him as a courtesy because he's the head of government. That's just my opinion. Nobody said that to me. Nobody said it to me. So I want everybody to understand, when we got there, based on the questions and the discussions, the members of Congress knew exactly what was going on. They know the government is racist. They know the government discriminates against Black people. And so we had a discussion about solutions. Solutions. A few of us spoke, and we proposed a lot. We had some good suggestions. We had dialogue on every suggestion. And let us wait to see. I'm not going to preempt them. Let us wait to see what actions the administration, together with the Congressional Black Caucus, will take. One of the things I will discuss, though, is that I believe very soon the Congressional Black Caucus, in conjunction with the administration, will send a fact-finding mission to Guyana. And they will talk to everybody, unlike the State Department currently. They'll talk to the government. They'll talk to the opposition. They'll talk to civil society. They'll talk to the religious community. They talk to women's organization. They're going to talk to youth organizations. They're going to talk to the Amerindians. They're going to talk to people in Barbados, geographical diversity. They'll talk to everybody. And they'll talk to Black organizations. Unlike the government that says, we ain't talking to Black organizations. We're not talking to Black leaders. Because we don't want to hear their complaints about discrimination. The Congressional Black Caucus, I believe, will talk to them. The second thing I'll discuss publicly is we asked for an investigation of the death squad murders. Yes, there must be an international investigation of the death squad murders. So we want all the families of the victims of the PPP Barjagdeo death squads to start putting pen to paper, because we will be working with an international organization and organizations here in conjunction with the Congressional Black Caucus to gather information so that when an investigation is launched, we have some initial facts. So Courtney Kamiwing family, get ready. Waddle family, get ready. Start putting together information. Go to your lawyer. Get an affidavit of support done. Call names. Put dates and facts together. We will make sure that there's an investigation. And we'll make sure that the people, whether it's in the GDF, whether it's in the police force, or whether it's Barjagdeo, are held accountable. That's priority on our agenda in the diaspora here. That's priority. Now, the third thing I can discuss publicly is that we asked for sanctions against Barjagdeo, not only for the death squads, because there probably will be more sanctions if there's an investigation that concludes that he's liable, but sanctions now for crimes, transnational regression crimes, for threatening members of Congress, for alleged bribery as discovered by Vice News, and a host of other alleged crimes, some of which are public, some of which are not. So this was not a meaningless conference. And not everything we did was in public. As I said, we had discussions. And so before I give you a reflection of what took place, I want to say thanks to all of the delegates who booked their tickets, paid their own airfares, came to Washington, paid their own hotel bills. That's how committed our delegates were. That's how much they care about Guyana. That's how much they care about the interests of their homelands and their families back in Guyana. So I want to say thanks to all of the delegates. I want to say thanks to the planning committee who worked with me to organize this conference, and it came off with clockwork precision. Came off with clockwork precision. No hiccups. Thank everybody. And I'm going to call, well, I'm not going to necessarily call. I wanted to call names, but the planning committee members know who they are. Thank you very much. And then our resource personnel. We had resource personnel from Jamaica, Dr. Hamilton. We had resource person from Nigeria, Mr. Aliwali, Wali Adewale. Thank you. We had Mr. Ian Campbell, who's a Democratic political strategist in Washington and a lobbyist. Thank you very much. I want to thank the members of parliament who came from Guyana to attend the conference. All 12 of you, thank you very much. The opposition leader, Mr. Aubrey Norton, thank you very much. And we want to thank the Democratic leader, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, the chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus, Congressman Horsford, Stephen Horsford, the first vice chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, Congresswoman Yvette Clark, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett, Congressman Gregory Meeks, all of whom met with delegations during the course of this Congress. And there are some other government officials that we worked with during the Congress and before the conference, sorry. We want to thank the Washington, D.C. police who worked with us, FBI who worked with us. It took a lot to bring this conference together. And all of the technical people, the people who drove us, the people who manned the computers, and it was a very smooth operation. We want to thank Philip Drayton. We want to thank Rickford Benham. We want to thank Kevin Reed, who came from Trinidad for this conference. We had people from the Bahamas. We had people from Nigeria. We had people from Jamaica. And we'll do it again next year, bigger and better. And hopefully we can do it before, so we don't be in Washington in the middle of a government shutdown. And you see what happened. The government almost shut down. They passed the bill just 3 hours before a government shutdown. And then today the speaker lost his job. He was voted out. So the speaker was fired today. The members of Congress, his own party voted him out. Kevin McCarthy is now gone. And now the Congress is going to be in another crisis, right? But here is, let me share my screen. And I want to give you some reflection about the conference. And then I want to show you some videos we showed and discussed with members of the Congressional Black Caucus. And then I'll go on with the program. So here is the first video. This is a reflection of the conference. So that was a reflection of some of the highlights of the that's some highlights from the conference. And before the conference, I was in Washington attending the Congressional Black Caucus conference, and I spoke with almost all of the members of the Congressional Black Caucus, 58. And I'm going to show you some photographs from that. I can't show all of them, but I'm going to show you some photographs from that. This is Justin Jones. Everybody remember Justin Jones? Justin Jones was one of the Tennessee 2 Black elected officials who went on the floor of the Tennessee House of Representatives to demand gun control, and they expelled him. He and Justin Pearson, the two Justins. And then they were reappointed back by the county committees, and then they had to call a special election because they were expelled, and they were both reelected. So here's Justin. I'm not sure. Let me see. Not getting that. Not sure what is happening. Oh, I don't think I have the right. I am. Oh, I see. Let me see. So I'm gonna just show you. I can't be on when I'm showing them because that's the program. So you'll see some of the members of Congress. First, it will be Yvette Clarke, then Congresswoman Rochester, Blunt Rochester. Well, let me do them one by one. Here's Congresswoman Clarke. That was my Congresswoman. I actually live in her district. All right, so we have to adjust that. We'll show you another day because something is wrong with the way it's set up here. But nonetheless, so I spoke with several members of the Congressional Black Caucus, probably about 40. I know probably almost all of them. And but I want to show Justin Jones because he's such a hero. Let me see if I can get this photograph of Justin Jones. Justin was actually honored by the Congressional Black Caucus. That was veteran Congresswoman Maxine Waters. So we show that. We show this another time. And I have some videos as well from the Congressional Black Caucus. We had a really good time. And more, some of you who are in the diaspora, talk to me next year. We can try to see how we can do. If we can get you guys to the Congressional Black Caucus. Sitting there right next to me at my table was LL Cool J. LL Cool J. All right. So enough of that. We have some videos and show on my show on Thursday. I will show you some more. Let me get to the racists in the PPP found religion. All of a sudden, they were saying that Kwame McCoy led the charge. Oh, the Congress member refused to meet with members of the delegation and the opposition members of parliament. It is unimaginable that they would think that. Like, I'm going to play some videos what Congressman Jeffries said about the Ali regime before the meeting. And I want you all to help me figure out why these racists in the PPP would think that the congressman would meet with Ali and a few house slaves and not meet with us. I'm trying to understand their rationale. It couldn't be that their ethnic superiority has gotten them so drunk and stupid. Something was wrong. Like, somebody misled somebody. It has to be. It cannot be that they were sniffing on cocaine. The cocaine that they sent out, the PPP cocaine that they found, the Spanish customs agents found out in the sea. The PPP cocaine. 2 tons of PPP cocaine. Maybe they were stiffing on that. Maybe they didn't take their medication or something. It can't be that they're that stupid. It can't be. But let us listen to what Congressman Jeffries said about the apartheid PPP regime prior to trying to get the video. Bear with me. All right, getting there. All right. So let's hear Congressman Jeffries. All right, that's not the right video. Let me get this back. All right, this video is giving me some problems. I'll probably go to another one and come back to it. Let me see if I can get it again. Let me try one more time.
Me, it's my sister, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke. We stand together. The Congressional Black Caucus stands together, and we're going to make it clear. I wanted to make it clear that your family is my family. Your family is the Congressional Black Caucus's family. And we recognize that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And so we're going to deal with injustice down in Guyana. Because Black Lives Matter here in America, Black Lives Matter in Africa, Black Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter down in Guyana. So we stand in solidarity with each and every one of you to deal with the situation down in Guyana and to make it clear to everyone in the world that we will not tolerate racism. We will not tolerate intolerance. We will not tolerate bigotry. We will not tolerate hatred. We will not tolerate xenophobia. We will not tolerate racially motivated violence. We will not tolerate discrimination. We will not tolerate injustice. And we will stand together until we end that situation in Guyana.
All right, that's what the congressman said about the Ali regime. Not only that, let's heard what the congressman said about the PPP regime again. Let's go to the video. Oh, this is the Attorney General. This is the Attorney General.
I came here to listen, but what I heard is very disturbing, extremely disturbing. And so my comments, I stand and
What I heard is very disturbing.
reaffirm the comments of my brother, Congressmember Jeffries. The United States will not tolerate racism in Guyana or any other country. And I also want the officials to know that if any harm comes to Rickford Burke, let me say that again. If any harm comes to Rickford Burke or anyone on this dais or anyone in this room, there'll have to be answers. We will immediately demand answers, and I can tell you that someone will be held accountable for those actions. And for those who are in Guyana and for those officials who don't know me, my name is Letitia James, and whether you're in the White House or the State House means nothing to me. I fear no one other than my God.
So that was the Attorney General. That's what she had to say about the government. Well, let's hear what Congressman Jeffries had to say about the same government again. I hope I'm getting the right.
And I found,
All right, there we go.
over the years in my representation and growing up right here in Brooklyn and having close friends who are Guyanese,
I hope I'm getting the right.
great Rickford Burke,
All right, there we go.
the Guyanese American community is hardworking, entrepreneurial, family-oriented, community-centered, spiritually grounded, and y'all cook great food. What a combination! Rickford knows I look forward to my pepper pot every Christmas. But I'm just thankful for this community and what it represents. And we'll continue to stand strongly behind game and the Guyanese American community, the SDA community, and certainly the folks back home in Guyana, living right now under very difficult circumstances. A government that has consistently not treated everyone consistent with the principles of equal protection under the law. And we're not going to tolerate racism here. We're not going to tolerate racism down in Guyana either. And we'll continue to do everything necessary to get things moving in a fairer, more equitable.
All right. So this is the congressman's view of the government. And they think that he's going to meet with Ali and not meet with us. And they're propagating this nonsense. Now they're saying that, oh, well, he asked for evidence and we didn't have evidence. Well, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. We're not going to discuss everything we discussed with them. But what I will say, though, is that we also had some videos which we showed to the members of Congress. And they had to do with what Barrett Jagdeo, the Tin Cup dictator, said. Remember Barrett Jagdeo once called the congressman racist? We showed it to him. Let me show you the video.
Shara Duncan. I wonder what from Haiti through Guyana up through Brazil, going up through Central America, reach the United States, they picked them up there, flew them back to Haiti directly, dropped them off there. Thousands. And so I was wondering how Hakeem Jeffries and Rickford Burke, I don't hear them talk about that being racism. Is the Biden administration racist because they're Democrats? Nobody says anything about that any longer. So it happens over there. And these same guys who were pushing this, they were saying, oh, it's racism in Ghana.
Are you suggesting that their attitude towards your administration is one of convenience for them?
It's convenience, and it's a racist, and it's about money. And second, the same thing happened with vaccines. First, it was about us trying to get Afro-Guyanese.
That's one of the tapes we showed to the members of Congress. Here's another one where he said the members of Congress who come to our events are for sale.
I hope that people have been writing their congressmen and the others about the criminal acts he's been engaged in, especially organizing these events that he receives money for. He's renting a congressman, renting an official of the U.S. government.
So here's another video, right? This is Irfan Ali saying that the congressman is misled. The congressman who has all the staff, they can do all the research, he said the congressman is being misled, right? So let me show this, we show them this video as well.
First of all, we had repeatedly sought to educate Congressman Jeffries about that and about narrative that we have misled him. So I was happy that I had the opportunity to meet him and to once again invite him to a meeting and to seek any concerns he would have and to educate him on Guyana, and not myself alone. I'm happy that other leaders were here to let him have a fuller understanding, a truer understanding, a more meaningful understanding about Guyana and what we're about. And I'm very happy that the listening ear was available.
Did you was the interaction extended which you were able to provide a lot of details? Or
No. The girl did not go to that.
so you know?
But of course, I made it clear to him that we have all the statistics, information, anything that will help him in understanding the truth and the reality.
Did he say if he want to meet with you? Did he say if he accept the invitation to meet with you?
I wouldn't say that he did not. I said to him that I'll be in Washington, and I will have my agenda open if he's good.
Thank you.
That was a complete lie. That was a complete lie. He met the man, he shook his hand, said, we would like to meet you at some time. Man said, okay, and that was it. He came up to Guyana pumping a scene. But he went to meet Congressman Jeffries, and he was quiet like a little mouse. Quiet like a little mouse. He said in there like, hell, thank you, Congressman Benson. We like to show your plans for Guyana and the Caribbean and energy security. He didn't tell him, man, he was misled, nothing. All that mouth he got, weren't misleading the congressman. Why you didn't tell the man he come to educate him? All about the guy. They came face to face with American power, exercised through a black man. Right? And they were like, Mary had a little lamb. A bunch of wuss. Bunch of wuss. Right? They went there. After he created this big scene, I went to Trinidad and educated the man of Guyana. Complete lie. Complete lie. But let me show you one more video that we sent to the members of Congress.
Let me be clear. Every single person the president humbly requested to meet in the U.S., I met. Let me dispel that one too. Every single one of them. And let me be clear on this too. Because I saw in one article the name Jeffries mentioned. This president wrote, well, not me, asked the Foreign Affairs Ministry and the Ambassador Hines to write him, inviting him to a meeting. He has not responded to the ambassador's invitation. Ask yourself why. If you have all these concerns, why you haven't attended a meeting that you were invited to. Stop playing politics with the future of a country. This president will not allow it. I will speak about it. And in stronger terms, I'll speak about it.
This president will speak about. Who gives a damn if he speaks about it or not? Who cares? But anyway, so I wanted to give you guys a perspective of these guys' posture, their attitude, because the congress people who were talking about racism were all black, and they were demonstrating disrespect. They're contemptuous of black people. They were demonstrating disrespect for them. Then they ran and went, why didn't he come to the meeting we invited him to? Who the hell is this guy? Irfan Ali. Who the hell is he? Why must come to his meeting? The man didn't even respond to that crap. Right? They had to go see him. That's power. That's black power. They had to bend to black power. Yield. He's the third most powerful man in America. right? They had to go see him. He agreed to see him. Now, I want everybody to understand the importance with which members of Congress attach to Guyanese and the respect the members of Congress have for Guyanese, not because of our finale. Within 3 weeks, Guyana had 3 high-level meetings at the United States Congress. At the highest levels. At the highest level, Guyana had 3 meetings. My friends, let me tell you this. Because of the work of CGID, the world is watching. Because of the work we're doing in the diaspora, the world now knows about Guyana and discrimination, and that the government is an apartheid government. The world knows. At least in the United States Congress, it is being addressed at the highest level. You think about that, at the highest level. We are receiving more priority at the US than any other Caribbean country. There's no other country in Europe that has had 3 high-level meetings in 3 weeks, 3 consecutive weeks. Never 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Not Russia, sorry, not Ukraine, not any country in Europe, not any country in Africa, not any country in the Caribbean, Guyana. 3 high-level meetings, 3 in 2 weeks. Why? Because we are making the world know about racism in Guyana. They ran to Washington because this conference was going to address racial discrimination. And they tried to preempt the conference and ran to Washington and made no impression, 0, at least with the Congressional Black Caucus. Because when we met with them, they know everything. They did their research. They have all the information. And we were able to provide them facts about the seizure of lands, in particular, the seizure of land leased by an American businessman who's Black that they have taken away. Absolutely unlawful. And they're going to the Congressional Black Caucus to say they're not racist. And in the midst of that meeting, they're taking away the man's land to block him from building a hotel. A Black man. Then we had the case of David Patterson. They say they respect Black people. They have a plan for Black people, and I'll come to that just now. They are not racist. They don't discriminate. But they blocked David Patterson, a Black leader of the country for whom they have no respect, from leaving the country to go to a meeting at Congress. The ultimate contempt. You just left Congress a week ago, where you went to attempt to convince them that you're not racist and that you treat everybody fairly. You heard what Congressman Jeffrey said. There are people in Guyana who this government don't treat in accordance with the equal protection provisions of the law. The congressman says so. Before they went to see me, says so. After they went to see him, they demonstrated that he was right by blocking David Patterson, a Black leader, from leaving the country. And they're like, we not racist. No, oh, we not racist. Kill that Black man. He talked too much. Kill him. Make him a waddle. Make him a communist. Yes, Congressman Black Jeffries, we love Black people. Kill Burke. Yes. Kill everybody. Jail him. Hickens, come here. Jail him. Jail him. Jail. Congressman, yes, we love Black people. That's how they're operating. As if people are dumb. They're the most racist, most violently oppressive government in the Western Hemisphere. And because of the work we're doing, the world knows that. They can't hide it anymore. The world knows that. Now, one of the most important things that happened at our finales meeting that they haven't talked about They're like, oh, the congressman did not talk to ask us about racial discrimination. The people listen to them. They didn't tell the congressman that he's misled either. But they know to say, oh, the congressman lied. The people spoke to them about inclusion, about building an inclusionary society, about inclusive growth, and ensuring that all the people of Guyana benefit from the resources of the country. They don't even understand diplomatic language. Congressman's like, you have to be inclusive. You have to make sure all of the people benefit. They're like, hey, he did not tell us anything about racial discrimination. Fools, that's what racial discrimination is. Excluding people. They say you must include, meaning you must not racially discriminate. Put it in your greasy, lousy head. Put it in your greasy, lousy head. That's what they mean when they say you must be inclusive. Stop discriminating. When they say that you must have inclusive growth, it means all of the people, Black people included, must benefit from the economic expansion and prosperity of the country. Class is in session. Robert Posada, oh, they didn't tell us anything about racial discrimination. Dunce tug. Well, he's not even a tug. He's just dunce. Don't understand diplomatic language. They're accustomed to brute force and ignorance. So they thought the members of Congress would have come forth to them with brute force and ignorance. Instead, they were diplomatic. Be inclusive. Everybody must benefit from the wealth of the country. We want to see inclusive growth. We want to see an inclusive democracy. That's the language of diplomacy. It's telling you, you're racist, stop it. You're racist, stop it. Then, let's go to Jack Dale. Jack Dale threatened the conference. He's a blowhorn, according to Millington, our communications director. He says a blowhorn. Blowhorn. Empty vessel. Oh, I dare any member of Congress go there. We will deal with them and we will embarrass anybody and we will engage them vigorously. We invited Barrett to the conference. He didn't show up. I was so disappointed he didn't show up. I wanted to engage him vigorously. He didn't show up. His minions didn't show up either. They threatened the conference. Tin Cup dictator. Tin and Cup. PPP, big posy, Tin Cup. That's what Barrett is. He threatened the conference in Washington. And like Richard Millington said in the statement we put out, his attempted tyranny ends at Guyana's shore, at the seawall. You gotta stop it there. You gotta behave like a tyrant for the people in Guyana. Can't bring it here. And I endorse what Richard Millington said in the statement we put out. Barrett Jack Dale, you come to America. You're always like, oh, Burke must come to Guyana. I don't live in Guyana. Right? I don't have to come there, but it's you who want to challenge me. I'm not interested in challenging you. I'm interested in exercising my free speech rights. But you, Barrett Jack Dale, why don't you come to America and threaten people? Let me deal with you. You come here, just like you all say Burke must go. You come to America. Come here and say the things you're saying. Come here, let me deal with you. Come to America, let me deal with you. Don't hide in Guyana and be a baby tyrant, a paper tyrant, because you can use the police force and Clifford Hicken to brutalize people and shoot and kill people. You are a coward. You threatened the conference and you couldn't deliver. I hope your people see you're a coward. You're only powerful when you have men next to you with guns. They should lose you upon the seawall and you run down the road. Without no bodyguards, and let's see what will happen to you. Let's see where your tyranny will get you, Barrett Jack Dale. And as I wrap up, let me say this. We were very clear in the resolution that was passed. Very clear in the resolution that was passed. And on Thursday, I will play you the video from the resolution. Bart Jagdeo must be sanctioned. He must be sanctioned. The resolution asks for an investigation to see if he violated any law, any U.S. law. And if that investigation finds that he violated any U.S. law, he must be sanctioned and prohibited, banned from entering the United States. He has committed transnational repression crimes. He has threatened members of Congress. He's made terroristic threats against Washington, D.C. He's a terrorist. He's a criminal. He was caught negotiating an alleged bribe by Vice News in his house. The resolution made reference to that. He formed death squads that allegedly killed over 1,400 young black men. And I saw Rudolph Prasad talking nonsense about, oh, well, you know, the death squads didn't kill 1,400, they killed 400. I don't even care if they killed one. As President Granger said, that period, 1,400, during that period of the reign of the death squads, the PPP death squads, over 1,400 people were killed. Over 1,400 people were killed. They need justice. Bart Jagdeo must be tried. And let me repeat it. He must be tried, whether in Guyana or international community. And if he's found guilty for these murders, he must get the death sentence. He must get the death penalty. That's the penalty for people who commit murders. And Guyanese must wrap their minds around this thing, that Bart Jagdeo and his administration committed murders that he boasted about. He deserved the death penalty if he's convicted of those murders. He and members of the death squad, all of them, deserve the death penalty. You don't kill people and get away with it. Most importantly, you don't kill black people and get away with it. The Attorney General of New York was very clear. She said, you must not discriminate against people of African descent. We don't take it lightly. We will come after you. And Bart Jagdeo has done that all his career. He's an entrenched PPP, trench cricketer, racist. And he deserved to be punished. He deserved to be charged criminally. He deserved to be tried and prosecuted. A fair trial. Fair trial. Everybody deserves a fair trial. But if he's convicted, he must get the death penalty. That's our advocacy. And we're not alone. All of the Guyanese diaspora organizations who are part of this conference are united in our demand that Bart Jagdeo must face justice. That was one of the purposes of this conference, to bring to Washington the case of the 400 young black men who were victims of Bart Jagdeo and the PPP genocide. We will not let them rest. We will haunt them. We will torment them, just like they tormented those people who they killed. We will torment them. We will give them hell until we get justice. Once again, very successful conference. Thanks everybody who participated. Thanks to the members of Congress who met with us. Thanks to the U.S. government officials who met with us. Thanks to the people who met with us publicly and privately. Thanks to the police. Thanks to everybody, the drivers, everybody who participated, who played a role in making the conference successful. See you next year at the same place, at the same time. Probably not the same time. We probably do it before so we don't face any end of term conflicts. We have a free reign. We probably do it the week before the Congressional Black Caucus. But we will continue to meet until we end apartheid in Guyana. We will use the same strategies the blacks in South Africa used to end apartheid, to kill it, kill apartheid, kill racism. We will eliminate PPP racism, our generation. We want a fair Guyana. We want an equitable Guyana. We want a country in which there's inclusive governance, inclusive growth, equal justice, equity, equal rights, where everybody is treated equally under the rule of law, and where everyone can benefit from the economic wealth and natural patrimony of the country. Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening.